the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Gotta give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Bears take over. So here now the Bears offense for their first run.
Much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Nixon. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Now Joe Mixon. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Well, CD, this is the 5th time in the last 2 seasons we'll get the chance to see 2 of the league's most bitter rivals face off. And this time, it's with additional playoff stakes and a very public trash talk. That's a thing of the past. It appears as if these 2 teams right now, they're solely focused on surviving and advancing.
Well, it certainly seems that way on the surface, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe below the surface, away from us, these guys aren't exchanging some smack talk privately. You know, they can call each other on the phone. They can text each other. They can do all of those things. So I think the war of words has turned into a Cold War, and not everyone is aware of what the players may be saying to each other privately. But that doesn't matter. What matters today is that these 2 teams are going to get together, and one of them will head home for the next 9 months with a bad taste in their mouth because they were knocked out of the playoffs by a team they can't stand.
Well, CD, you think back to the previous meetings between these 2 clubs. This offense has had success moving the ball down the field and putting points on the board against this defense. How do you think that they keep that up here in this playoff matchup?
Well, I think if they've watched the film and self-scouted, then they'll have a firm grasp of what they've done well so far, and now they've got to find out what the next things are, the added wrinkles they can put in, because they've got weapons that can be explosive against any defense, and they need to get the ball to those guys. But they also understand this is going to be a big-time defense they're going up against, and they're going to need their best effort. Otherwise, it's going to be a long ball game.
On 3rd down, Nixon. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Booker. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No 1st down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first.
Packers nothing.
It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let him pop it through the posts.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
24-yard line.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
At the 29-yard line.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Slant to Adams. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
To Devontae Adams. 1st and goal at the...
I'm going rhetorical on you here. Could that pass have been delivered any better to the receiver downfield?
Not at all, and when he catches that, he didn't even have to break stride. Full speed, that's why he got all that yardage after the catch.
Timing, timing, timing.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Aaron Jones. He was brought down at the 4-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
With the score, Bears 3, Packers nothing.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
3rd and goal here, a big play brewing in this NFC title game. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they're likely forced a field goal attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. Call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. This is good for a 1st down. His 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
At the 22.
When offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Wide receiver, the ball carrier.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Jackson. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down. Booker, and he whips that one incomplete there.
Pass.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. It's caught. It's Miller. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
To try again after the sack, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. In a bit, the coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, Coach. Break it down.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
10 at the 22-yard line.
On first down, Booker. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Operating from the gun, Booker. It's caught outright by Graham.
Booker is
only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
On 3rd down, Mixon. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
42-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Booker. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off play action, Booker. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And And now the third down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. The connection made. It's Graham. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 3 yards the gain there, second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. He completes it to Jones. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down.
Rodgers pass.
And here now Johnny Townsend as he's on to punt for Green Bay.
Brings up 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. Nope. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy.
Down the numbers. There he goes.
Gotta feel it, baby.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
Hey, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the AFC Championship game held earlier today. And it's the Kansas City Chiefs who are heading to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this NFC Championship game. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own 24-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
It's 3rd and 1.
Again, it's Mixon. And he's got the 1st down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. 6 yards there. 1st down, Chicago.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 1st down, Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Off the play fake, Booker. Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Well, CD, we've talked a lot about this defense, and certainly a lot of things, a lot of questions surrounding their unquestioned leader on this side of the ball. If this happens to be his last half of football, if they don't advance, could this be the final time we see him in that uniform?
That's right, partner, because we've all known that he was going to be a free agent this offseason, and he could head elsewhere. Extension talks with his current team broke down earlier this season, and he was vocal about wanting to make sure that he was valued. So he could very well be packing his bags and heading to another NFL city.
From the gun on 3rd down, Booker. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Intercepted by the Packers.
That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Working with his 2nd and 4. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 39, Rodgers got his man complete over the middle. It's Graham. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 29-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Eddie Goldman, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And the pressure gets to him again. Khalil Mack. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Rodgers, and able to find Graham, complete. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there, 43 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Here's Cohen now to return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. When you talk to these guys in training camp, these are the moments they say they live for. You're in a playoff game. It's tied, 4th quarter. Time for somebody to step up.
And can you execute under pressure? Because the pressure is intense right now. No one wants to be responsible for making the error that costs their team. But at the same time, who's going to be responsible for making the play that gives the advantage to your team? Who's going to break out? Just what you said.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. 14 yards and a Chicago 1st down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
12 more yards there and another 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mixon with it. And some space here. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
On 1st and 10, Booker. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 13-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They'll give it to Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. He'll get it up the middle and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's a run with Mixon, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Bears have broken the tie.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
Sam Sloman set to kick off.
Sloman sets to kick it off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
So now Rodgers in the pack, trailing 17-10, a minute 7 remaining. They need a touchdown to keep their Super Bowl hopes alive as they come up on 1st down. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
And Adams has it, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. And Graham's got it, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this is Parker, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Back to throw. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Well, at this point, I think it's safe to say that they have their rival's number.
Yeah, if that wasn't clear based on how the last 4 regular season meetings have gone, now with a playoff win today, we have conclusive proof of that, don't we? What I'm curious about is what this defense will look like next year. Could they end up losing one of their best defensive players in the league to free agency? That's a question for management. The team hopes he'll be around.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.